The ThumbSpin is a top spin pen spin that is based off of the thumb around, which is that, and it spins more than one revolution. Now, we all know that a thumb around is one revolution, meaning that it goes around the thumb one time. So, some of you might think, well, how can it spin more than once? The thing is, it's called a top spin because it spins on top of the thumb. Kind of a no-brainer, but had to clarify that. So, this is what the thumb spin looks like. To start, you need to know how to do a thumb around, and you also need to know that you also need to be able to do your thumb around so that when it gets to the back of the thumb, it can balance like that. I had to say that because you can do a thumb around with your fingers in the middle, and vice versa. You can do it at the tip, well, the back tip anyway, and the middle. But both of those times, if you do the thumb around, obviously it's not balanced. So you have to make sure that when you do the thumb around, if you do it and then it stays, you're pretty much set. Otherwise, like if you, for the extreme exaggeration purposes, you do it up here, obviously it's not going to balance, and the thumb spin is going to be wobbly and fall off. So you have to kind of know how your thumb around is. Again, not always perfect, but there's kind of always a little sweet spot on my pen that I can place my fingers. So I can get the middle of the pen to be at the back of the thumb round. Also, you'll notice that if you look at some other people's thumb rounds, they have their hands like this, and that's because it is really difficult to have the pen just spin on only one finger. Um, Even if you look at some pros, they have their hands like this. That's because their index finger slightly supports it. It doesn't spin on the index finger. It the index finger is just helping it stabilize the spin. Also, it, it doesn't necessarily have to. The pen doesn't have to hit it. It's just kind of reassurance that it won't go anywhere. Like when I do my thumb spins, I do the same thing. I kind of have the index finger there, just so um, the pen can kind of stabilize itself. If you look at slow-mo, I probably did have the pen actually spin on the index finger a little bit, but that's okay. After some time and a lot of practice, it will only spin on the thumb. If you look at JEBs, which is the Japan board, their first collaboration, Sunrise, did like a 13 point some thumb spin, I think. If you look at that, he has a two colored pencil that he did it with, and the color change from blue to red as his pencil mod was the exact center. And if you look at that, you'll notice that that center spun only on his thumb like that. Now that obviously does take a lot of practice, but if you want to look at that video, go ahead and look at it. I might post the link to that video in the description of this video. So look there if you want, but if not, you can just look off my tutorial. So again, you have to do a thumb round, but you have to know that the center balance has to be like this. So you can kind of use your other hand to kind of trace it, like place your hands where you do normal thumb round, and then just kind of trace it like that, and see if it balances. If it doesn't, sort of like that, then you know that you have to, do something with your thumb round. After you do the initial push, when you do a thumb round, you usually want a single and you clamp down on it. But I know when I try to start doing the thumb spin, I end up just doing a thumb round. So how I solved this problem was immediately after the initial push, instead of having my index finger out like this, as it is in like a freeze frame situation, I quickly closed my index finger down on my thumb, not too tightly, but just touching it, so then I wouldn't be tempted to, go open like that and reach in. I'm not obviously going to tell you how to set a world record of most revolutions in a thumb spin, but I'm just here to teach you how to do a basic one. The amount of revolutions doesn't matter as long as it's over 1, so 1.5 is considered a thumb spin. The only time where you really need to know how to do an exact revolution is in, like, the only thing I can think of are Cam's loop combos, and that calls for, it ends with the thumb spin 1.5. So, for example, I'm just going to do a little demonstration here. That's what it looks like. The thumb spin 1.5 is that. This is probably the next thumb spin you're going to be able to do. Well, the first one maybe, because, you know, if you do try to push so hard, it'll fly off. And if you push too little, it'll fall off that way. So, again, to do a thumb spin, you just do the thumb around push. I suggest that if you're beginning, you use a slower push as opposed to a fast push. And that's because obviously a faster push means more revolutions, and if you're just starting, more chance that you're not going to get the trick right. So, again, thumb around, immediately place the index finger down, and the pen should automatically spin. Now, if you're ready to end the thumb spin, all you have to do is open up, well, wait till the pen's obviously not like here, but like here, open up the index finger, then let the pen fall in and simply catch it. So, you just do something like that. That's really it. If you have an insert on a pen, like this is an NXMMT, and if you have an insert of any pen that has a clear barrel that you can stick an insert and you have a center of gravity marked, you can that is really good because you can obviously tell when the center of gravity is on the exact back of your thumb. You can also see when it's spinning. Like, I don't have one center of gravity marked, so when it's spinning, it's also easier for you to see where the pen is going towards. Like if it's going a little bit to the left or to the right or something like that. That's at my disadvantage, but if you have one that's an advantage for you and use it, I suggest it too. So that's really it. If you have any more questions, visit the UPSB wiki at wiki.upsb.info, or feel free to post a comment below.